What if I told you that out there in the world of Netflix, they are creating content designed to appeal to the woke audience. And their secret is that they are trying to dismantle the foundations of the United States military. It's true. Netflix is out to wokeify your military, Americans. The latest victim to grace the Netflix ecosphere is a little movie called Interceptor. Come with me as we explore this woke nightmare. No. I think I looked cooler with the glasses on. Oh, now my eyes are a mess. Oh, it's so bright in here. Why are there so many lights? Okay. Today, I just want to talk about a movie that I just watched on Netflix. It is a action thriller movie, just standard action fare. And for some reason, apparently it is upsetting some people who are scared of wokeness in movies. I've seen a couple reviews, and you know, it's a pretty mid-tier movie. It's not anything that's gonna blow your mind. It's not written in the best way possible. Like, it's not top-notch quality. But I've seen some reviews that were calling it a woke nightmare, and I guess they're upset with the backstory of the character, which is that they were abused in the military, and the main character is a woman, and she was abused by a 3-star general at the Pentagon, according to the movie's lore. And eventually she was able to prove it, that he was abusing her, and he got fired and all that, and she won in that sense. But then her career was completely tanked by the military, because obviously she broke the unwritten rule of the military, and that's don't speak up. Yeah, so anyways, she spoke up, she got this man fired, and her career got tanked. She gets sent to this base in the middle of nowhere, literally in the middle of the ocean, and people are harassing her. So people are calling her slurs, people are sending her death threats, all that sort of thing, and it's very believable, actually. Like, it's the fact that when I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, this is a very accurate portrayal, but I wasn't shocked or being like, that's not realistic. Like, I was just like, yeah, I can see that happening, and I was just disappointed. Anyways, people are upset with those elements. She also uses the term mansplain. She tells the villain to stop mansplaining his plan to her, but it was played for a joke. And I think that was one of the things throughout the movie, is that everybody sees her as this woman who spoke out and stood up for herself, and they see her primarily as a woman first, at least all the bad people in the movie. It's about how these people see the world in this distorted lens, where she's not just a good soldier, she's not a victim coming forward, she's a woman coming forward. She's a woman stepping out of line. She's a woman who never stops fighting, and she gets punished for it. And there's a character in the movie, Beaver, and he's literally like the embodiment of like that sort of like alt-right incel mentality for the film. So he's like that voice piece for that group of people that the movie is criticizing. And he goes and he hits every single point, and it's very cliched. I'll give them that. This movie is cheesy, okay? It's a cheesy action flick. It's serious. It tries to be serious, at least. The stakes are huge, right? Like, it's a bunch of nukes are going to blow up the entire U.S. So the stakes are phenomenally huge. You could almost say that the fact that the stakes are so big like, oh, if you don't press this button, then we're gonna blow up the whole entire US with nuclear weapons. And it all comes down to this one interceptor station in the middle of the ocean. The premise is absurd inherently. So it's not, I don't think it's a movie that you can go into taking super seriously. It's just a cheesy action flick. But anyways, there is a character named Beaver who represents the sort of incel mentality, that alt-right displaced male, young male or white male mentality, where they see themselves as being the old guard and they are being tossed to the side, right? So he says these things that are horrible and over the top, and it's because she's a woman, and it's because this other guy is a Hindu, and it's because, it's because of all the things that of course it's because of. But the point of the movie is never that she wins because she's a woman. Even though all of these villains and these people of authority and all these tertiary characters, they make it about her being a woman, or Raul being a Hindu, or whatever else might have come up. But when it comes down to it, that's not how she operates or how any of them operate. It's never trying to say that she wins because she's a woman. She doesn't win because she's been oppressed. She doesn't win because she is this group. She's part of this group that is traditionally oppressed. And they call it out explicitly. The bad guys call it out like haven't you ever been hurt for the way that you are, the way you were born, you can't control? And the point that the good characters make is that stuff doesn't define them. That doesn't define them. It is about what they do morally, what they do with their own self-conscience, that what they do with their own willpower, that defines them. So what their actions are what's important. Their ideologies are what's important, not how they were born or how people have treated them. And I think it's subtle. It's not a very preachy movie. I think it's more tongue-in-cheek with those aspects of like the woke aspects. I think it's a little tongue-in-cheek, and they know what they're doing. And they're not trying to preach at you. But I think that the subtle undertone here is that it is about how that stuff doesn't define them, and that they succeed just because they're the better people. Like, not because she's a woman, but because she has a stronger will. She has stronger convictions. She has the moral upper hand. And I think some people just misconstrued that or just took away the wrong things, because that's what they're looking for. They are the Beavers of the world. So I don't know. I think the whole woke aspect of it is super overblown. That being said, the movie is pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's obviously not a great movie. Like, it's not a 10 out of 10. It's not a 9 out of 10. It's not even an 8 out of 10. But I feel like the action was fun. The story was good enough. The actors were great. The guy who plays Alexander, I don't know what his name is, but he looks a lot like John Cena for some reason. This has nothing to do with the review, but I just can't get it out of my head that he looks like a skinny alternate version of John Cena. He could be John Cena's son. Don't know. But yeah, no, I think everybody did a great job. I think, that the action scenes, there was a lot of hand-to-hand combat. There was a lot of gunplay when they actually did have action scenes. And I thought it was good. I thought it was fun. I probably won't rewatch it, but if I had to give it a rating, I would say probably 6.5 out of 10, maybe, because it had solid animation too, and it was produced by Chris Hemsworth, which probably explains the CGI budget. But actually, another interesting thing about this movie is that for the most part, it takes place in one room the whole time. There's other set pieces And obviously there's like a whole CG platform that they're on in the ocean. But like, as far as engagement, like, it really takes place in this like one hallway and then this one control room for like 80% of the movie. And it's convincing. Like, I was engaged for most of the movie. And, you know, there are some flashbacks to her when she was... I actually don't even know the name of the character. Let me look it up. So there are some flashbacks with JJ and her father. So sort of establishing how her principles are built. But yeah, most of the movie takes place one scene, one set. It does a really good job of keeping the stakes interesting. And, you know, it has some interesting twists and turns. Chris Hemsworth does actually make a cameo in it. He's like a random store clerk for some reason. I guess since he produced the movie, he's got to show up in it. But other than that, yeah. I mean, again, 6.5 out of 10. That's all I'm going to give it. So that's it. That's all I got. That's all I wanted to say. I just seen some reviews and I thought, man, this movie was this movie is a pretty tame movie. I don't know why people would be upset. But apparently they are. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Think you can make it? Do you?